Welcome to this latest edition of the Real Deal Podcast on this 31st of October 2018. I'm your host, Ril Dil Quinn, discussing the world of sports and pop culture. As always, we don't have a call number. Well, I say call number. Don't have a call number, but as always, we're doing double duty Facebook Live as well as YouTube. So you can catch this video streaming live from Facebook anywhere from I would say 5 to in terms of YouTube. You can catch it 15 to 20 minutes as we will 15 to 20 minutes after the program has begun. Of course, it is Halloween night. Be safe out there. I am happy to be in my apartment. I don't want any part of Halloween. I'm not. I haven't been. I can't remember the last time I even been out for Halloween outside of working and coming home from working a late shift. So again, it is for the kids. It's something that you know. It's for the kids. Again, be safe out there. I don't trust anybody in regards to candy and taking somebody else a stranger's candy, even if I've lived in that neighborhood for 20 years. It's just too crazy. In 2018, I was talking to a parent, discussing this with a parent today. She said, you know what, we'll just buy the candy and give it out at our house and celebrate from that standpoint. And then I was like, that's perfect. I agree with you because I just don't trust. You just can't. Who can you trust in 2018? Like, for real, who can you trust in 2018 in terms of the benefit and the welfare of your child when it comes to stuff like this? It's so out of control. It's so unpredictable out here. So again, be safe. Again, this is the Real Deal Podcast. Happy to be with you on this 31st of October. A lot to cover. As we discuss the world of sports and pop culture, you can always find me at Ril Dil Quinn in terms of my Instagram account, and of course, follow me on Twitter at William Gerald Anchor. We're all over the place. Anchor, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Facebook Live, YouTube streaming as of right now. So we are all over the place. We're going to begin with our first five. Kanye West wants his black card back. So I'm going to read you. Let me read you a statement from your man Kanye. My eyes are now wide open, and now I realize I've been used to spread messages I don't believe in. West, 41 years old, tweeted. He continued, I am distancing myself from politics and completely focusing in on being creative. So Kanye was connected to this line of T-shirts called Bleed Exit, which apparently tells people to basically to split and not deal with Democrats. And again, it's right here. I got some more stuff on this. I introduced Candace to the person who made the logo. They didn't want their name on it, so she used my name, mine. I never wanted any association with Bleed Exit. I have nothing to do with it. Those are Kanye's words. This is a line of apparel that is anti-democratic, seemingly anti-democratic, pro-Trump. And as of right now, Kanye again wants no part of Donald Trump anymore. He wants no part of politics. So maybe he's back on his medication. And I don't say that. Listen, I don't say that jokingly. You remember, Kanye did an interview on TMZ a couple of weeks ago, and he was off his meds. He clearly looked off his meds when he was doing the Saturday Night Live show a few weeks back. You saw Charlamagne the God cancel his show in terms of doing the mental health talk, New York Times talk last week. Well, was it no 2 weeks ago in October? It's supposed to take place October 17th. That was canceled, and that was for a reason. So again, I take mental illness seriously. I think hopefully Kanye is back on his meds. It seems like this is the most sense he's made in about 3 months. Okay, or I would say since he did that interview with Charlemagne back in April. So maybe he is back on his medication. I don't know, but all I know is Kanye West wants his black card back. He wants his black card back. He wants to be black again. So I don't know if we're gonna see the Make America Great hat recently anytime soon from Kanye. If Kanye just zeroes in on music, he'll be good. I think he'll be good money if he just focuses on music and, like he said, being creative, and just separates himself from the nonsense, from all this, from Trump, from politics, and if he just zeroes in on being a musical icon, which he is, and a musical genius, which he is, he should be back near. He should be back and near at the top because he still has a talent. You can't deny this guy's talent, but again, clearly something was off in regards to some of the statements he was making, some of the choices he was making, some of the comments he was making, beyond making the America great again hat, beyond it. So Kanye West wants his black card back. DJ Durkin, the now ex-Maryland football coach, has been fired after being a day after being sorry about that, a day after being reinstated. Again, listen. This is a situation where Maryland fixed its own wrong. He was reinstated for whatever reason. Like, like a player died on his watch. Okay, a player died on his watch. Like that's that's it. Like somebody has to pay when a player dies on your watch, and you are indirectly or even considered to be directly responsible for it. Then people have to get fired. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. So I don't see why Maryland took him back in the first place. But again, they fixed their wrong by getting rid of him. But again, for a coach who's 11-15, again, I don't see why Maryland took him back in the first place. But again, you could tell that they just could not handle the amount of heat that they were getting from rehiring him, not rehiring him, but taking him off suspension. And it happens a day later. So DJ Durkin, the Maryland football coach, is out, along with is out as head coach of Maryland. Houston Rockets are off to a 1-5 start. You have Mike D'Antoni claiming about a loss of swagger. I see Houston now. Listen, keep this in mind about Houston. To be fair about it, now I've never liked Houston. This Chris Paul, James Harden edition of the Rockets, especially Mike D'Antoni. I'm not a Mike D'Antoni fan. Never have been a Mike D'Antoni fan. But they have had, Harden's been out for a couple games. Chris Paul, of course, with the suspension. But even before that, remember the first game they got smoked by New Orleans. Some of their losses they're not losing close games like the Lakers. They're getting blasted by like 15, 20 points, losing to the Clippers, losing to Portland. These are not powerhouses. I mean, Portland Clippers are solid teams. They're not great teams. It's not Golden State. It's not Boston. It's not even Philly, for that matter, or Toronto. So Houston looks like a team that lost the Super Bowl. If you ever pay close attention to the NFL and the Super Bowl loser, there's a psychological letdown that the Super Bowl loser many times just doesn't recover from. A lot of times you will see the loser of the Super Bowl not even make the playoffs the following year. Now, that is not going to happen to the Houston Rockets if they are healthy. If, again, that's a big if with Chris Paul. If they are healthy, but assuming that they are healthy, they will make the playoffs. But again, that second seed for the Western Conference is wide open. Like Denver, New Orleans, even the Lakers, I still think the 2-5 start will be in the mix to me in terms of being the second seed in the Western Conference. The bottom line is everything goes to Golden State, like so that goes without saying. But Houston off to a 1-5 start as we head into this November part of the NBA season. Hall of Famer Willie McCovey is dead at the age of 80. McCovey was a legendary slugger who had over 521 home runs, 1,555 RBIs, was one of the most feared hitters during of his era. Of course, teamed up with the all-time, the iconic Willie Mays, McCovey Cove, which is in the right field. The right field lived in with his home runs is named after Willie McCovey. And man, 80 years, like that's a great life. That's a great life, and you get 80 years. All of us will sign up for that without question. Again, Willie McCovey, the great and legendary Willie McCovey, dead at the age of 80. The legendary San Francisco Giant, played on some great Giant teams. Giant teams for a long time, and again was one of the most feared sluggers over the course of his era. Again, this is the Real Deal Podcast. A couple things to talk about. A couple things I just wanted to get off my chest here as we head towards um, the month of November, and in terms of the world of sports and pop culture. LeBron, and I'll get to the Cardi Nicki thing in a minute, but LeBron's patience. So the Lakers are off to a 2-5 start. Every game they easily could be 7-0, easily. No big man, okay, and they don't guard a statue dipped in concrete. And you have LeBron James basically coming out and saying, basically coming out like the Incredible Hulk. Like, you don't want to see me when I'm angry. Some stuff like that. And here's what I'll say to LeBron, and in terms of where the Lakers are at right now. LeBron knew what he was coming into. Okay. You got a young team in transition with some potential, with no legitimate stars, no Paul George, no Kawhi Leonard, no second superstar. So a bunch of young talent, potential. Brandon Ingram, very good to me, is a potential All-Star. Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, both have potential and both have talent. You knew what you were walking into. I'm gonna be honest with you. LeBron, you look at his numbers, 27, 9, and 8, 50% from the field. You say, wow, year 16, age 33, going to be 34. We've never seen this before. Cool. But the bottom line is he hasn't been great. He missed free throws he missed a couple of free throws in San Antonio game, the first one, which would have put him up by 3. He had a key turnover in the Minnesota game, down by 2, where he hit the ball off his foot and had a backcourt violation. He was okay. He was okay against Houston in the first half. Second half, fourth quarter, did nothing. So he's had a couple of moments. He played well, played great against San Antonio the second time. Had a great game against in the loss against San Antonio, put up some big numbers, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to hear about LeBron complaining about patience and when he loses his patience. This is your team, dude. You put this team together. Rondo, Stevenson, who else did they sign? JaVale McGee, Kentavious Caldwell Pope. These are your guys. None of these moves are made if LeBron James doesn't give his approval. None of them. Trust me. Magic Johnson, that was a part of the deal. I signed here. I get to pick my guys. Period. So I don't want to hear about patience and when I lose my patience, just produce, be a leader. And here's the toughest thing, and was going to be one of the challenges for the Lakers and for LeBron James. He was able to rest in the Eastern Conference because the East was so weak. He could take, he now again, when I mean rest, I'm talking about patience. Last year, I realized he played all 82 games. He won MVP. Period. Let's be honest. Let's just keep it real. He wanted to be MVP. Played all 82 games, but he still paced himself. Teams that played, his teams played at the slowest pace in the NBA. He moved at one, he didn't move around a lot per se in terms of going up and down the court, running and in terms of playing at a fast pace. Cool. That's fine. I get it. I'm in year 16 of education. I don't move like I moved in year 5 or 3 in terms of do. No. The game eventually, as knowledge and wisdom occurs, things slow down. You're relaxed. You see things coming. You see things happening before they. You see things coming before they happen. Part of aging, a part of it's good. It's cool. I get that. I have no problem with that. I can relate from that standpoint. Like, no, I don't. I'm not panicking. I'm good. We'll be good. But with that being said, yeah, listen. This is your team. Welcome to LA. Welcome to the Western Conference. There are no nights off in the Western Conference. They play the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks are maybe a playoff team this year. They have some nice young pieces. This Doncic could be the next. I'm not gonna say Larry Bird, but he could be the next. He could be an all-star caliber player. A lot of talent. Okay, Dennis Smith Jr. can play. Harrison Barnes. They have a nice team. Houston does, not Houston. Dallas does. There are no easy games outside of Phoenix. Let me be honest with you. Outside of Phoenix, there are no easy games in the Western Conference. Sacramento's improved. Memphis is decent. Clippers are decent. So, that's going to be the major challenge for Luke Walton, LeBron James, and the Laker organization in terms of how they handle LeBron James, in terms of how many minutes he plays. He cannot take nights off. Listen. He's going to have to push them to the playoffs. It's not at 2-5. They're not going to be walking into the playoffs without a struggle. The good thing for the Lakers is they have enough 1-year contracts to where they can move a couple of those pieces and get a big man who can rebound and defend. That's all they need. Like there are a number of big men in the NBA who can just rebound and defend. They don't need to score. Lakers are having no problem scoring. Like everybody talks about the Lakers and how they shoot threes. Forget they're averaging 122 points a game. Okay. They're averaging well over 60 points a game in the paint. They are more than compensating for a lack of 3-point shooting easily. So it's not about the 3-point shooting. I can care less about that. They're getting destroyed on the boards, and again, they have no outside of JaVale McGee. They have no rim protection. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought about this even last season. I think he's a decent coach. I think he could have a future, maybe with another organization. But I don't think Luke Walton is the guy long term. Now again, this is not a overreaction. This is not fire Luke right now. He deserves a chance. He deserves the rest of the season. But my gut tells me that when the Lakers become a championship caliber team, Luke Walton will not be on the sidelines. That's just my gut feeling. This is my gut. I've been a Laker fan since 87, 86, 87. I don't see Luke Walton as the guy. Like I don't see him as an Eric Spoelstra. Now again, I could be wrong. He may end up turning to Eric Spoelstra. Who knows? Like, think about this. At this point in 2010, we wanted to get rid of Eric Spoelstra. We were saying, Pat Riley coming down. When is he going to pull what he did in 2006 with Jeff Van Gundy, not Van Gundy, Stan Van Gundy? Yeah, I already stand. I got it. You're good. Let's get this check. So he ended up not doing that, and Spoelstra won 2 championships in 4 years. I don't see that happening with Luke Walton. I'm just sorry. It's just something missing. Just something missing as far as I don't. Again, I you need a different type of animal to deal with LeBron James. I get the sense that LeBron James is pulling the strings here as far as coaching and playing. I'm gonna be honest with you, and that's not necessarily a great thing if you're a Laker fan or for the Laker organization. It's not to have one play to have that guy or a player basically being a player coach. You need news for the Lakers is again the season is a marathon. The NBA is a marathon. We are only in week week 3 of the NBA season. Only in week 3 of the NBA season. They only played 7 games, 2-5. Again, Golden State may win 70 games this year. They're playing like it's just it's just not fair. It's just not fair. A motivated Golden State is a scary Golden State. Like they're toying with teams right now. That Denver loss was a fluke. Denver loss is a fluke. Was a fluke. Denver loss is a fluke. They're toying with teams. You got both Steph Curry and Kevin Durant averaging near at 30. Maybe Durant's average dropped because he had. I think Durant only had. What did Durant have last night? 19, 18. He saw his average dropped and has 52 points in 3 quarters. The team is so much better than everybody else. It's not even funny. And again, I'm not one of those people who complains about the greatness of Golden State. I'm not. Golden State, Golden State, unlike the Yankees in the past, did not the they were back on YouTube. Golden State didn't buy the championship. Steph Curry was drafted. A lot of people were worried about his weight, his size. Draymond Green was a second-round pick. Everybody said that Andrew Bogut and Andre Iguodala didn't make sense. People were like, well, Bogut never stays healthy. You're overpaying in terms of trading for Iguodala. Um, they drafted Harrison Barnes and used him as an asset. He was effective, helped them win a championship, and they put themselves in a position where they could acquire through their culture and through their winning. They could be attractive for a guy like Kevin Durant. Klay Thompson, again, nobody was checking for Klay Thompson out of college. Nobody was saying like this guy's going to be one of the great shooters of all in the history of the league, that he's going to be one of the top 2 guards. No, please, who was talking about Klay Thompson like that? Okay, so enough with the Golden State hate, and just appreciate greatness. Appreciate the fact that this is one of the greatest teams in NBA history. Watching, you may never see ever again. 4 All-Stars on one team, 4 probably future Hall of Famers on one team. Kevin Durant, I hate to break it to you, but Kevin Durant's the best player in the world. He's better than LeBron. And this is not even an anti-LeBron comment. That's just facts. Okay? He's better than LeBron. Period. Better. He's a better player. I'm not preaching. I'm like, those are facts. It's just the bottom line. So, enough with the Golden State hate. Let's just appreciate greatness. Appreciate this for what it is. This is a team that is a great team, and they are headed towards a 3rd championship. A 4th championship in 5 years. They are 3-4. They head towards a 4th in 5 years. So, and again, I told some friends on the thread, it'll be over after this year. Durant, Durant will be somewhere in New York or somewhere else. Klay Thompson possibly in LA. Both of them could be gone. One of them definitely will be gone. So they'll still be very good and still be championship caliber, but they won't. Their dominance in terms of over a league will be kind of put on hold for at least 1 year next year. I could see both of them leaving. I wouldn't be surprised if Klay or Kevin Durant left. I'm telling you right now, this idea that Klay Thompson is going to take a hometown discount. Klay Thompson is not Kevin Durant. He's not Steph Curry. He's not Russell Westbrook in terms of the endorsements. He doesn't get paid like that with endorsements. He's not. Why am I taking why am I taking a pay cut when I can get a mega max? Like, I'm leaving 30, 40, 50 million dollars on the board? Really? Really? I don't think not likely. So I've been, the NBA. I've been into the NBA early this season. In the season, we'll be a little concerned about Kawhi Leonard missing games. We talked about that earlier this week, but he's played well when he has played. Milwaukee's got off to a fast start. Um, NBA has to do something about uh, the Frankie. I'm about to say call him Frankie Beverly, the Patrick Beverly, Russell Westbrook play from last night. If you wasn't watching it, Oklahoma City took apart the Clippers, especially in the fourth quarter, and Beverly at the knees of Westbrook. First of all, the ball was clear. Westbrook clearly had the ball. There was no chance of Beverly um, putting his hands on the ball. It was zero chance. So This wasn't a hustle play and incidental contact. Clearly, it was a dirty play. It was something that has no place in the game of basketball. Again, I don't know how Westbrook even maintained his composure. Like, I've had knee problems. I've had a year in my career where I had 3 knee surgeries. I'm just coming off knee surgery that kept him out the whole entire preseason and the first couple games of the season to begin with, the first week of the season. So that's my moneymaker. I don't even care that I have a supermax contract. The bottom line, like, you can end my career. So there's no place in the game for that. Whoever, um, it was a dirty play. Beverly, in my opinion. Again, I'm an old school NBA fan. Like, I like the physical play. I'm off hard fouls. The NBA has gotten soft. I understand why they've gotten soft in terms of just sports leagues, NFL included, are all about scoring, offense, from that standpoint. So I get that idea of where sports is headed in terms of the entertainment value. But the bottom line is, you can't take a guy's knees out. Like, there's no place in the game for that. That was not a basketball play by Patrick Beverly. Um, he should have been kicked out. I mean, he got flaking and one. He should have been kicked out. Um, should have been kicked out the game. Like, no question about it. And by the way, this is my Halloween costume. I'm old. I'm a Tar Heel. You see the beard. You see the hat. You see the shirt. You see where's the shoes? Let me show you the shoes. Hold up. Let me see. Here. Look at my feet are so big. These are shoes. So I got the shoes. I got the Tar Heel shoes. I got everything on. Shoes, hat, shirt, everything. Everything. It's all about the Tar Heels. And by the way, Tar Heels ranked number 8 in the country. We are coming back for our championship that we lost last year. We're coming back. The Tar Heels will be a Final Four championship caliber team. We got draft. We came with some reinforcements. Luke May is back. We're going to be in the Final Four next year, and we will be. College basketball season will be kicking off next week. Michigan State, Kansas, North Carolina will be playing in one of these early holiday tournaments. So we'll be back. We'll be back where we belong, at the top of the college basketball world. That's guaranteed. I want to talk, a couple things I want to get on. I want to talk about the Cardi B versus Nicki, which I can't get enough of. I can't get enough. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, hip hop is in a great place. Hip hop is in a place where the NFL and the NBA are in terms of the conversation is non-stop. Like, I thought it was quiet for a couple of weeks. Last week, a couple of albums came out. Tory Lanez came out. Who else came out? Really, was no big albums that came out last week. It had broken a string of like a month where you had major artists dropping week by week. Lil Wayne, T.I., Ghostface, and what have you. But last week was kind of Raheem DeVaughn had dropped a couple weeks ago. This past week was a quiet week. But then Nicki Minaj, with her Queen radio show, comes at Cardi B, and in classic Cardi fashion, she gave her that smoke. Cardi gave her that smoke. Now, here's where I stand, and here's where I've stood since the beginning of this quote unquote feud started, like I would say like 6 weeks ago. Cardi B is the queen of rap right now. Not only in terms of the industry, but in terms of New York City, which is more important. New York City is the birthplace of hip hop. Nicki Minaj cannot handle that. It's messing with her head. Like, look at the numbers. So Cardi's album has been out for 29 weeks, sold 2 million, is ranked right now in terms of Billboard charts number 18. Nicki's album has only been out for 11 weeks, but is ranked 28. Okay, 28. That's 10 spots down than Cardi, and it's been out a shorter period of time, and it's only sold 500,000. So Nicki's talking about calling her fans to leave Cardi B alone. I'm like, yo, Nicki, tell your fans to buy your album, because you've only gone gold. Cardi B's going double platinum. You've gone gold. Like, it's over for Nicki Minaj as far as being the girl with the curl, as far as being at the top of the charts in terms of female hip hop. It's over. It's a wrap. It's an absolute wrap, because she's gotten to a point to where, and I see this following sports talk radio. So what happens is, whack hosts will come at the top host in hopes that, hey, if I come at this top guy, maybe that will draw attention to my show, whose ratings are failing. So Nicki Minaj is using Cardi B to try to gain attention and hoping for album sales. That's all this is. You're telling me that with all the security that Cardi B has, that that one of Nicki Minaj's girls beat up Cardi B? Come on. Really? That's your story? Nicki Minaj, that's your story? That's your story. One of your girls beat up Cardi B, and you didn't want to come out with it because you were angry? Look, it's a little hard to believe. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. If you're asking me who's more believable, I gotta say Cardi B. Now, I can't relate to either one of them from in terms of their bank accounts. But as far as who would I rather have a conversation with, who would I rather interview, it would definitely be Cardi B. She been in the strip club. She got her teeth fixed. So Cardi B is definitely more relatable from that standpoint. But again, this has been my hope since this popped off, that I just want bars from both of them. I don't want any subliminal tracks. I just want straight up bars. If I'm Cardi B at this point, I'm so far ahead. I don't need to respond anymore. I don't need to say anything. She came out with Money last week. I'm gonna work on my next album, continue touring, raise my daughter and keep it moving. I don't have to say anything. I'm playing from my head. Okay, Cardi B is in the pole position. She got the yellow jersey on for all y'all Tour de France bicycle heads. Cardi B is in the lead by far. For Nicki Minaj, Nicki's gonna have to drop like a takeover, ether, the bridge is over. She's going to drop, what was the not Mike Tyson, LL Cool J, Cannabis, when he destroyed him. What was the name of that? Come on, somebody, an old head. What was that? What was the name of that track? and LL destroyed, just ended Camden's career. But the bridge is over. Ether, Ether, and Takeover. Those are the recent tracks that come to mind as far as. I mean, Pusha, of course, what he did. Even though we can. That's a whole another conversation. But the bottom line is, there are really no moves for Nicki outside of dropping a classic diss track that destroys Cardi B. And I frankly, there's nothing that I've seen that tells me that Nicki's capable of that. Like I said, Cardi B doesn't have to say anything about Nicki. Nothing. She doesn't have to say nothing about Nicki. After she destroyed her on Twitter, excuse me, on Instagram. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. That's the bottom line. It's a wrap. That's all there is to it. It's game, set, match. It's for Cardi B. Period. Game, set, match. But again, the winner of all this is hip hop, because the conversation is non-stop. It's non-stop. So here we are here again, heading into November. Still, with the baseball season ending, still a busy time in the sports world. NFL is past the halfway point. You're gonna have some big games, of course, headlined by Green Bay taking on New England, the two best quarterbacks on the planet, two all-time greats in terms of Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Looking forward to that. Alabama, LSU. My uncle's a big Alabama fan, huge Alabama fan. He would love this team. Is this the best Alabama team of all time? Maybe if they could. Alabama might just run through everybody again, go undefeated, and win. Nick Saban's 6th championship. They're looking down. They are 14.5 point, 15-point favorites against LSU at LSU. Think about that for a second. LSU number 3. They're 15-point favorites at LSU. I expect LSU to play a big time game. I really do. I expect a big time performance out of LSU. It is the SEC. Those are rivals. LSU has professional players on their team. They have pros up and down the board defensively as well. Don't know about the quarterback. Definitely not sold on the quarterback. But certainly a lot going on in the world of sports. Again, hot stove baseball is about to heat up. Harper, Machado, Kershaw. What are those 3 players are going to do? Where does Harper and Machado go? Now, there's been some whispers around baseball that the Phillies are going to go after both Harper and Machado. They only have $68 million on the books. They have a lot of young talent. Have managed their money well in terms of salary cap, not salary cap, but luxury tax. They're well under that, nowhere close to that. So there are a lot of talks about them possibly going after both of them. Kershaw is going to opt out of his contract. Again, he's not the pitcher that he once was. It doesn't matter. He's Clayton Kershaw. He's going to get in excess to $40 million a year, wherever he goes. And again, if you need a frontline number 1 starter, you're going to sign Clayton Kershaw. What are the Yankees going to do? The Yankees won over 100 games, came up short against the Red Sox. Red Sox, of course, proved to be the best team in baseball with the 4th championship in 15 years. Everybody's chasing them, including the Yankees. Yankees are chasing the Red Sox. So now you expect the Yankees to be aggressive. Maybe they go after Clayton. Maybe they go after Clayton Kershaw. Maybe they go after Bryce Harper. Who knows? I never doubt anything with the New York Yankees. Anything is possible with the Yankees. Anything is possible. So certainly a lot going on in terms of the world of sports. I have yet to see Halloween and mid '90s. Those are two movies that I'm going to see. I want to talk about those two movies on this program. I really do. So I'm going to see one of them before the weekends. I'll see one of them. Probably mid '90s because I feel like you have to watch the original Halloween in order to to connect to this version of Halloween. That's because they said they basically dismissed the the middle Halloweens. So they're gonna take it from the first and continue it from where it left off after the first version, which is fine. But I haven't seen the first version. I haven't seen the original Halloween in about 10 to 15 years at least. So I'll probably go see mid '90s this weekend and talk about how that movie is. Again, the beard. Listen, this beard might be coming off. Might be coming off. I'm gonna tell you why it might be coming off. Like talk to my mom. Sent her my YouTube picture as far as with the show. Yeah, mom's not feeling the beard too much. So it could be a couple inches might be coming off. Yeah, I have listen until I get married, until my wife tells me these things. Gotta listen to your mom. Gotta listen to moms. Gotta listen to moms. So, I might say, "What rest in peace to this beard." So that is going to wrap it up for this edition of the Real Deal Podcast. As always, it is a pleasure talking to you. I would look forward to hearing from you. This is the Real Deal Podcast, telling it like it is with no apologies. Thanks for listening. See you next time.